Dobro jutro, Divine Pisces 222. It is Wednesday, January 29th, 2020. I'm going to do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today, but I think I just want to touch on something. Last night I kind of had a bit of an epiphany. I've been getting a lot of downloads lately, guys. It's been kind of crazy, and honestly, this was kind of brought on by a fairly distressing phone call that I had last night with my husband, who, by the way, has informed me that he watches my channel, which is fine. I hope he learns something, especially since he's going through a spiritual awakening right now. But anyway, it was kind of brought home to me also by a video that I watched yesterday that I actually shared on my community tab, from Aaron Dowdy. If you guys haven't checked him out, he's awesome. He basically talks about quantum physics, and he does touch on like twin flame stuff, but mainly just like the law of attraction and how it works. And it's kind of a clickbaity title, but basically the whole point of the video is talking about the expectations and the rules that we place on love and where it comes from. And how basically the idea of love and the language of love and what we learn love is comes from mostly our parents. Parents in society. Right? That's interesting. But anyway, so definitely go check that out, and I'll link it in my description box, but it is also in my community tab. But basically talking about how we sometimes, how parents, and I've talked about this before, how they kind of pass along insecurities and karma and that sort of thing onto their children, okay? And the children grow up repeating some of these same cycles, even though basically the parents, are trying to keep the kids from repeating the same mistakes that they did. Let's be honest, most of us have repeated the exact same mistakes as our parents, right? Regardless of what the parents have said. So basically is the idea of, okay, just as an example, growing up, my idea of love, or what I was taught that love was from my parents, and this is probably most people, is that I control you because I love you, right? I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did, so I'm controlling you. I'm controlling what you think. I'm controlling what you do. I'm controlling what you say because I love you. Right? And so what happens when you take on this idea that love equals control, when you grow up and you get into love relationships, what do? You start controlling that person because you love them. Right? But what happens? Right? You basically are in a relationship with somebody who's also missing something. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of times it has to do with control. I've noticed that that's probably the most common one right there, is the idea that love equals control, right? But then I also started thinking, well, if this equates to love, it also equates to other things, like respect. Where does respect come from? What conditions, what expectations, what rules do we put on respect? So if you think about it, so many people put rules on love. Okay, well, I'm going to love this person if they love me first. And in order to show me that they love me, they have to fit certain criteria. They have to do this. They have to be this way. They have to say these things in order for me to give myself permission to love or to feel love. Okay, so if that's the mentality, think about it this way. Same with respect. I will show you respect when you show me respect. What's the problem with this? What's the problem with this? Basically, you are putting conditions on your ability to feel respected based on what someone else does or says, right? So like, if that's the condition, you're never going to feel respected from that person, and you're never going to respect them back. Why? Because you're constantly going to be in the mindset that that person does not respect you. Why? Because you don't respect yourself. Same with love, okay? How can you love someone unless you love yourself first? And you have to understand the difference between self-love and being selfish, okay? There is a difference, okay? And the same thing with respect. And I actually remember telling my Divine Masculine this exact thing, and it didn't quite click for me. To respect someone, even when they don't respect you. Why? Because you respect yourself. You respect yourself. I can love someone, I can respect someone else because I respect myself. And if they don't love me, if they don't respect me, that's because they don't love and respect themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? So I actually truly want to thank my husband for helping me with that insight. Okay? I learn something new every single day. And he may not see it that way, and I'm not being sarcastic, but yeah. So anyway, rant over. Let's get this energy check-in started. Just so many epiphanies, guys. Just so many. It's been kind of ridiculous. Okay. Alright, so overall energies. I do feel some right now are feeling really, really tied down, like feeling kind of anxious. This says bad health, but a lot of times what this represents to me is like addictions, toxicity, literally feeling like you're sick, like you're sick and tired of the things that are happening to you, to where it's actually physically affecting you, like depression, anxiety, or even coping mechanisms like alcohol, drugs, that sort of thing. Okay. So, and there may actually be, somebody in the collective or, whatever that is dealing with an actual health issue. Okay. But I feel like a lot of this is just, I feel like a lot of people have been stressing out, I don't know, there's a lot of, like, feeling lost, feeling like you don't have the things that you want, and it's causing concern, right? And this could be literally poverty, okay? Maybe you're in a situation and it's very financially draining, maybe, if you're going through a divorce or if you're going through a separation or what have you, that can take money, legal battles, that sort of thing, settlements, and I feel like it's causing a lot of concern. So a lot of people, a lot in the collective in their heads right now, figuring out how to manifest their abundance here, trying to figure out how to move forward in some of these situations that seem incredibly, incredibly difficult. Okay? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to move on here. Now this card sometimes has several meanings to me. Right now, it's telling me that whatever situation is going on right now, the anchor has been left behind because it's not attached. There is no anchor. The integrity is gone in whatever situation this is, and it's just kind of like floating in the ether, right? It also can represent movement, so there may be somebody moving, physically moving, or actually literally just making movement, moving forward in some endeavor. Or even in the journey itself, in which case it's being guided here, right? It's being guided. It's being guided forward, okay? And, okay, this card is always interesting to me. It can represent several different things, but to me right now it's telling me that some of you are older than your, some of you divine feminines, okay? Some of you are older than your divine masculine, okay? And you're kind of setting an example here, and they are following you. You're kind of doing your thing. You're going forward. You're seeking your anchor, okay? You're moving forward and manifesting your abundance, okay? And it's causing them to kind of take a look at their own situation, where they're at right now, knowing that they don't want to be there. that it's physically harming them, mentally harming them, emotionally harming them to stay there. But also some of you, this is actually your karmic situation. This is, you have, and you can have several, okay? There is maybe a mother figure or an older woman who has a lot of power over you. Now, whoever this is I'm talking to, whether this is divine masculine, divine feminine that I'm talking to, there is an older woman, mother figure I'm getting, who has a lot of influence over what you do. Who, you know, where also is dictating where you go and what you do, and your anchor's kind of left behind because you're following this here. They're telling you what to do, right? They're telling you, you know, what you need to achieve, the expectations that you need to achieve, okay? That's basically making you take those on as your own expectations, right? But what is it doing? It's leading you into this lack mentality. Okay, and it's affecting mental, emotional, physical health. Okay, and that can definitely be a karmic situation, guys. Some divine masculines, some divine feminines too. You actually have a karmic contract with a parent, whether that be a mother, a father, whatever. Foster parents, grandparents. Okay, take it as it resonates. Alright, so let's take a look at divine masculine. Wow. Yeah, okay, so divine masculine, still, this I feel is unchanged. I mean, you know, when you do daily collectives, a lot of times you don't see changes, but I do feel an energetic shift happening with divine masculine, okay? They are still kind of in decision mode, but they've made up their mind. They're back in this, I've made up my mind what I want and what I don't want. But right now, I'm being stalled. There's something that's keeping me from making this decision here. There's something that's keeping me from moving forward and literally feeling torn into. Okay? There's a situation here that's keeping them rooted where they are right now. They're not really quite sure how to fix it, okay? And I'm getting, well, here you go, codependency, family, children, parents, okay? So there's a deep-rooted codependency aspect here that is keeping divine masculine from physically making movement. Okay? Alright. So divine masculine is having to navigate this situation right now. Yep, having to literally sit there and ruminate over what it is he needs to do to get out of this, and he feels like there is no way to get out of this without making waves. You're right, divine masculine. You're right. And I've said this before. You cannot control the ending of the cycle itself. The only thing you can control is you. So if you want out of this situation, if you know you're not wanting to be there, and even if you walk away, you're going to end up with nothing, maybe you'll end up with nothing. Okay? You've got to make that decision. Is it worth it? Is it worth everything that you have? Every material possession, all the money, status, whatever. Is it worth the toxicity? Because this here, is causing this. And this. Is it worth it? You gotta ask yourself that question, divine masculine. Like, honestly ask yourself that question. Is it worth it? Okay? Because divine masculine has not been in his authentic self, not been living his authentic truth, and he's recognizing this, and it's pissing him off. Okay? But what's pissing him off even more is the fact that he doesn't know how to get out. how to start living his authentic self, how to turn this literally around. He doesn't know how to do that. There's too many people around him. There are people in his ear, and that could be family, it could be at a job, it could be whatever. There are people in his ear telling him what he should believe and the things that he should do and the things that he should think. Okay? Remember what I just said about respect. Do these people respect you, Divine Masculine? This is a hard question because a lot of this has to do with family. Do these people respect you? Do you feel respected? Does your opinion get airtime? Does it even get consideration? Do people acknowledge what you're saying? Okay? But Divine Masculine is trying to figure out how to live his authentic self. Okay? Divine Masculine wants to be his authentic self. Wants to fill his cup. Wants to be able to offer that cup, whether it's apology, whether it's respect, whatever, to someone else, to others, not just Divine Feminine, but to others. Wants to be able to offer that without fear. Okay? And I do feel Divine Masculine is getting a lot of downloads right now from Source, yes, and I feel like he's getting a lot of dreams here. A lot of inner child stuff is definitely coming up, especially with this. All right? It's triggering a lot of insecurities here. Okay? Divine Masculine, again, is facing karma, facing himself, and that's terrifying. Okay? And some of them, again, are terrified that if they come forward with an apology, whether to Divine Feminine or to whoever else, whatever, karma they're facing right now, they're facing their past actions, right? That if they do come forward in their authentic truth, they're going to get judged. Some of them are terrified of what their family thinks. They are afraid of what other people think. That is the root right there. They are so afraid of rejection and abandonment that they would rather stay here and here than to live their authentic self. Okay? And so, Divine Masculine is in this energy of compromise, but inside he's seething. He wants out. He doesn't know what to do, though. The strategy there is just not there. It's like, now some of them are working on a way out. Some of them are literally working on a way out. They're strategizing in their heads. They are trying to figure out how to navigate this situation again without making waves. But I'm telling you, Divine Masculine, you cannot. You cannot. The only way to calmer waters is to just go, just to do it. Okay? And Divine Feminine, a lot of Divine Feminines are also in this mode right now. It's not just Divine Masculine, okay? But in order to heal Divine Masculine, in order to get to those calmer waters, you need to acknowledge the truth to yourself and face your karma. Sure, people are going to judge you. So, if you love yourself, if you respect yourself, why does it matter what others think of you? All right, Divine Feminine. Pretty sure I had to know, but that's okay. Yeah. Divine Feminine is done. And I usually don't read reversals, but when they come up like this, I'm just going to do it this way, okay? Yeah, Divine Feminine, Seven of Swords in reverse. Divine Feminine doesn't want to be deceptive anymore. She doesn't. She doesn't want to be deceptive anymore. She doesn't want to live a lie anymore. Okay? And so what is she doing? She's making that decision. She's making that decision here, you know, with the Two of Swords, you know, and the Four of Swords. She's like, you know, I'm going to make a decision here. I'm going to move forward because I don't want to be stuck in this whatever it is. Now, that could be with your connection. It could be with a karmic situation, what have you. Divine Feminine doesn't want to feel regret anymore for her actions. She doesn't want to feel remorse for her actions. She is facing her karma. She's facing her just desserts and saying, you know what? I'm done with this. Enough's enough. Let me fulfill myself. Let me fill my own cup. Okay, I'm done with this Four of Cups. I'm going to move on. Okay? And a lot of the Divine Feminines here are coming to terms with the decisions that they've made. Even though, like, a lot of them have made decisions knowing what the consequences were, it's like they're getting that, it's like they're fully understanding now what that is. Yeah. I'm actually going to get one more for Divine Feminine. I'm sorry. Hang on. Well, I said one more. But all right. Sorry. Okay, so yeah. So Divine Feminine is like, well, you know, I know what the consequences are, you know, and some of you are facing, you know, some financial consequences as well, kind of in this, you know, what did I say, this poverty mode here, okay? There's something that's, and it could be movement. Maybe you're thinking about moving or moving on, you know, some of you are thinking of disconnecting, you know, and it's causing great concern here, okay? Maybe some of you are moving forward into great fortune. Maybe you're changing jobs, okay? Or trying to escape some sort of codependent situation, okay? So Divine Feminine, you know, fully aware of what's happening here, fully aware of the cycles that are completing and wanting to complete that cycle so that she can move on to what? Her wish fulfillment here, okay? Because she's already recognized where she's at right now is not healthy. She doesn't want to be there. Right? So she's kind of strategizing. She's trying to figure out what she needs to do to move forward. And I find this incredibly interesting. We've got the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. It's funny. So yeah, so Divine Feminine's like, well, I'm done playing around, because this came out upside down. I've made my choice here. You know, for the longest time, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I had no idea. But you know what? Divine Feminine's like, yes, I know what I need to do now. I need to focus on myself. I need to focus on my abundance. I need to focus on this. I need to learn to respect myself. I need to learn to love myself. And I need to focus on me right now. So I know a lot of Divine Feminines have been back and forth with whether or not to walk away from the connection, but there's also other things that you're dealing with too, other karmic situations that you're not sure if you should walk away from, okay? And now it's like Divine Feminine has made her choice. Divine Feminine has been enlightened. Divine Feminine has decided it's time to focus on me. Okay? Using that intuition there. And you know what? Divine Masculine is following your lead. When you focus on you, he focuses on him. Get it? Okay? So Divine Feminine also ready to move forward and get out of this situation that she's in, you know? Not wanting to feel codependent, not wanting to, you know, worry about what other people think. It doesn't matter. Alright, let's get some messages from the counterparts today. Okay, let's get some messages and advice from Source. More. No, just kidding. 2 more. Okay. So some of you may be getting an apology. Okay. Now, it could be from your masculine. It could be from karmic. It could be, just in general, you might be getting an apology from someone. Okay. Somebody else who may be facing their karma and realizing that they do owe you an apology. Maybe they behaved poorly. But also, this is telling me some of you may need to apologize to someone else. Okay? And there's a second chance coming. There's a new beginning coming. Okay? And it could be in your situation, could be with your connection, could be with yourself. Okay? But there's a decision that needs to be made here, guys. We're all kind of in decision mode. And some of it revolves around new love. Now, this could be somebody actually manifesting in. This could be a new love cycle with your counterpart. This could literally mean that you're learning self-love. You're having you're getting a newfound sense of love and respect for yourself. Okay, so there is a decision here that needs to be made as regards this. Okay? So, what do you need to do? Ladies? Leap of faith. It's here. It's time. Jump. Go. Quick like a bunny. Alright, guys. Thank you for joining me. If this has helped, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.